did well with it, but they've literally won a modern Pro Tour, so I don't know if that's really the best metric to use. It was Charlie won. That's I can't pronounce Antonio Ponce del Moral Leon.
Yeah.
I
Wow, my
tried.
video looks atrocious. I just pulled up your stream. I look horrible.
Oh, let's see. I wonder if I can adjust that. Probably not. It's probably just like a weird like zoom compression thing. If I had to guess, right?
Yeah, probably. But I would
Well,
think that I'd look a little better than that.
it might also be like a from us or between us like latency thing, as well.
Yeah.
Those things are really hard to fix sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. I assume you can see it.
Yep, I can see it. I see what you got.
And I don't know, there's really not anything groundbreaking here. I think this is literally almost the same list as Steve played like week one of this format.
Yeah. I mean, this is right. There's not a lot of room for adjustment. The only things that I was thinking after playing it some are I pretty much just like never play the Sunken Ruins because I just don't think it actually comes up often enough to matter. And also, like, you're fine keeping one land hands, and you can't keep a one land Sunken Ruins hand. And so I think that on balance, that is a little worse, but I think it's like really close.
So I was
And
thinking about that, and I think the actual counterpoint is in games where you're getting heavily graveyard hated, having that Sunken Ruins is really valuable. Just to like start
sure.
casting your Street Wraiths and Griefs, and I think that's like actually worth quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that the one copy just doesn't come up enough to like, I think it's like, it's probably fine, but I
Well,
don't think it makes a big difference either
I
way.
think it's one copy, but like in the games where you do get graveyard hated out, you spend a lot of time sitting around doing nothing, and you cycle a bunch. So I think
Hmm.
it actually pops up more than you would expect it to, if I had to
Yeah,
guess.
it's possible.
Yeah, but I don't know. I literally just copied the list from Charlie One, and almost everything looked right to me. I was thinking about playing more borrowers, and I kind of feel like that's like not actually good to play more than the number we have
No, I
currently.
think 2 and 2 is like really fine. I don't think you want more than that main deck.
Right.
And in fact, like, I'm also completely okay with 0 main deck. Just depending on uh I don't know. It's not even like a this is good main deck against anything in particular. It's just like those are flex slots and you can kind of play what you like there.
Yeah. The I think one of the reasons I was hesitant about this deck was it's really hard to make it do other things than what it does. If that
Sure.
makes any sense. Um, because like you're kind of priced in to just playing all of the cyclers. So once you do that, you don't have a lot of space in your deck after that, right?
Yes, correct. That has always been the difficulty with Living End generally. Like, sideboarding is just really, really difficult, kind of no matter what you're doing there. You are kind of locked into this. And so, there's no alternate plan. There's just, hopefully I draw more anti-hate than you draw hate, and also am able to cycle enough to do this. And I think that that is kind of the best that you can do. I haven't come up with anything better.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you want to play a more interactive Cascade deck, you should just play Rhinos instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can't really do both of the things at once. You think if you try to, you just end up with a bad deck, which is not really ideal either.
Yeah. And I mean, like, because your cyclers are also creatures. In particular, Curator of Mysteries is a 4 mana 4/4 flyer,
Oh yeah,
and then you have Brazen Borrowers. So there's a reasonable number of games where they do draw more hate, but they draw so much hate that it's fine and they don't do anything, and then you just fly over their like Auriok champions and stuff and kill them.
yeah. I kind of think in the games where your plans these are the worst draws in your deck because they're not like they're good to cycle, but they're not good really at doing anything else.
Right.
Because you're not getting, but I cannot imagine a game where I get to 7 lands and cast this thing that I'm not already dead in. I can't imagine it whatsoever.
Yeah, it's 7 is a lot. That doesn't really happen that much.
I think weirdly it's probably involving Rest in Peace and Path to Exile if you have 7 lands out for these things.
Yeah.
Like it literally would have to be the combination of those two for the game to look like that, I think.
Yeah, not as many Path to Exiles around these
Oh
days.
no, they got nerfed. For better or worse. Like there are actually some really good things about Path to Exile still, like namely the what should I call it? Murktide Regent, you kind of need like
Yeah.
Path or Oust or something like that for that card. Because if you're only in prismatic endings, wow, do I have a there's an issue for you there right there if that is your plan.
Yeah, we only have 5 colors of mana in the game. That's not enough.
Yeah. Yep. You could float some sea into it, and that won't work out very well for you. You could float some I don't know, what was the other one? Like purple at some point? He like you know
Well, that's always been the joke, right?
yeah,
The
that was the Marrow joke, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And then there was like a card back that somebody photoshopped that had a purple on it. And then that got used in some official like Wizard stream because like some intern Googled Magic card back to use as their JPEG for something. I don't remember what it was.
Sounds really not fun or useful or whatever. Um, so all right. Oh, I guess there's a question for overall question. Is there any home for a Valkut style deck, or is the meta just passing it? I think there is. I think Rite of the Elysian Groove plus Valkut is still definitely a thing you can do if you're interested in that. I'm not sure like the all in like Valkut decks are very good, but you know, I know you've seen Bring to Light as well in some small amounts, right?
Yeah, I think like it's not a deck that super appeals to me, and I think that has some like significant problems, including like the fact that Magus of the Moon is just or Blood Moon is just fine as a card right now. But the Bring of Light decks are like you can totally play those. They are one of the tiers in one of the tiers. They're not like completely unplayable.
Right. Oh, someone says I'm quiet in comparison to you. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
turn me down. I can
Hello.
turn me down.
I'm turning you down on my end a little bit. Wait, did I turn you down too much? Try saying something now in comparison to me, I guess.
This is me saying things in
Is that ba ba
comparison to
ba ba?
Jarvis.
It looks fine now. I don't know. It was I think it was just a little bit, but
Yeah,
we'll
Swan
give
Daddy, if and especially if you're asking about like straight up ramp Valakut decks, I do not think there is room for anything like that or for uh like Through the Breach Titan or
Oh
just
yeah,
green red
right.
scape shift. I just think that those are just too underpowered and your cards are too expensive and your density of like cards that do things is too low for like what modern is right now.
I think those decks classically were actually pretty good versus like Jun style decks, and it's not really good versus anything else. Is the actual issue, right?
Right. And the Jund style decks now can also just like put you in a terrible hole very quickly that like just having Valakuts in your deck doesn't dig you out of.
All right. So I think I don't know. There's not much to say about Living End. You just like cycle stuff. You cast your thing, and you kind of see if your Wrath of God plus bring a bunch of stuff back is good enough. If it's not, you're probably gonna lose.
That's
That's
correct.
and if it is good enough, you probably win. Even though sometimes you get into weird games where that's like kind of good enough, but also kind of not fairly good enough, depending on what happens. Is I think specifically decks where they can sacrifice their own creatures that can get problematic.
It is. And like I've done a lot of weird stuff. Like any deck with Arcbound Ravager in it, like I would always bring Leyline of the Void in against in like old school Living End. And you just like have to
Right.
do weird stuff to keep yourself from dying. Like I bring Fairy Macabres in against Heliod
Mm-hmm.
because Uh, otherwise, you probably get into a board state where you can't cast Living End or you lose on the spot because
Right.
you can kill your Spike Feeder in response to Living End, and Heliod doesn't die to Living End.
There used to be a lot of like interesting tricks as well. Do you know Stephen Murray? Jack Murray?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he played a lot of Living End. He told me a lot of times he would just put cycles on the stack. If there were 2 Living Ends in his hand, he would just put cycles on the stack in response cast Violent Outburst because he couldn't risk drawing the 3rd Living End because he would just auto
Well,
lose.
you Violent Outburst, and then with Living End on the stack, you cycle.
No.
But yeah,
Sorry, other way around. I guess it kind of works out the same either way.
Yes.
Oh no,
well, no, because they
no,
don't end up in your
right.
graveyard for the Living End that way.
Never mind. No, they do because cycling with some of the graveyard is part of the cost.
Oh sure, but yeah. It does. Yeah, so you can do it that way, but if you have extra mana, you might as well do it in response to the Living End because you might hit another cycler.
Yeah, then you want that one in the graveyard.
And Fairy Macabre also, the other like hidden mode of it is using it to counter surgical extractions.
I don't think we're going to see a lot of surgicals nowadays, personally.
Hey, people play Mill. It just still happens and always will. I mean, Mill is actually like, it just gets a card every single set now.
Oh, that's true. Oh, wow. Everyone voted yes, I would win the match, except the problem is if no one votes no, the bet doesn't
They don't win points from anybody.
Yeah, I guess I'll try rerunning that prediction. Give it a little bit longer for someone to think that we're gonna lose a match. Which is ridiculous. Why would we lose a match? It's day 1 of the new league. You know that? They just reset because of the new set coming out.
Right.
Oh, I assume you saw
some of the cards are all Innistrad cards on Moto. I saw Doomwake was building a deck with Faithful Mending in it. So
yeah, but let me tell you a secret about that. If you want to play with these cards right now, you have to open a lot of treasure chests and probably lose tons of value. Whereas I'm kind of satisfied. So they're only... Sorry, go ahead.
But wait, so they're in chests, but it's just like an uncommon, not a like promo version or anything.
Hold on, their god accounts are up too. That's actually the better way to get it. All right, so we might play against some Innistrad cards, but I kind of think Living End doesn't really care. It's also hard for Living End to get cards put into it because they have to look like this or this. Or this.
Yes. Or this. There are no cards from the new set that go into Living End. There's also only like 3 modern level cards in the new set, so.
Is it? All right. Well, we can discuss that maybe after a few matches or after the league, I kind of think this deck is fast anyways. Fast to play.
Yeah. Unless you get through a league pretty quick with this. As long as you concede judiciously when you're supposed to.
Oh, I will. Is there any merit to Leyline of Sanctity burn kind of popular? No, I don't think so. Because the thing about Leyline, especially in a deck that cycles a lot, it's kind of horrible to draw. That's not really the exact, end-all be-all of it. But it's just... It's so awful in your deck that can't hardcast it, is how I would put it.
So I think that there is a hidden version of Living End out there that once the blue cards are not actually good, I think Seasoned Pyromancer is actually really, really good in Living End. And there is a classic Jund version of Living End hidden out there that isn't really worth playing right now. But Seasoned Pyromancer is really good. And if you can play more black cards for Grief, because Grief is just by far the best card in the deck, and enabling it more is potentially really powerful. And depending on what it is, so if Humans got really, really popular, then the card that you want the most in Living End is Archfiend of Ifnir, because they really struggle to beat hardcast Archfiend of Ifnir.
Yeah, the problem is Shardless Agent is so good on Wraith that...
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just the biggest upgrade possible over fucking Demonic Dread.
So I have 3 cyclers but no Cascade spell. Am I supposed to keep?
It's medium borderline, but 3 cyclers is good game 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep, but
I'm
obviously
fine with it.
This could go south. Right.
And you also are allowed to aggressively cycle your Street Wraith because you have a black card for Grief. So
maybe I should just do that main phase then. Because what if I draw... Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So now we're all rolled up for turn 3.
I generally slow roll my cyclers because this deck is not super afraid of almost anything your opponent can do turn 1, game 1. So like I sandbag Griefs for like a long time anyways.
So I was thinking about this. I'm going to actually play this turn because I'm thinking Blood Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is very easily could be that stupid deck that I hate. Maybe I should just cycle main phase again because...
Yeah, you might want to Grief this turn because they have 3 mana next turn. If you hit Grief, I would do it, so.
I could still cycle this looking for it, right?
Yeah.
Alright, missed.
The main drawback of cycling main phase is obviously if your opponent has hand disruption, it's bad, but when they start out Arbor Elf, it doesn't really matter that much.
Come on, just Blood Moon. Just Blood Moon. Come on, just Blood Moon. No! I was so right! Oh. I think we're still fine, honestly. I mean, if we get Stone Rain... I also
think we're still fine.
If I get Stone Rained literally like 3 more times, I'll probably not be fine, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they have to do like the little kid land destruction thing, which is cast a land destruction spell every turn.
I should have actually just main phased this looking for the Grief still, because it's still like bad in my hand.
Yeah, yeah. Right, and they don't have... Yeah, you don't need to sandbag it in this matchup. You just want to shred them.
Right, because
you're totally right.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. If they're smart, they should actually discard 2 creatures, I think. That's like how this actually works. Oh, gosh. They know. Or
it's
maybe...
okay. They're not creatures that like matter, though.
Yeah, because our creatures are way bigger than theirs.
If they're not like Glory Bringers, like, who cares?
Well, they cut that card from... Oh, we would have hit 2? Lame.
That's okay. We get to use it still. Like, we weren't going to take their Seasoned Pyromancer with it.
No. Like, what's the even threatening card in their deck that we care about in game 1? Is there one?
I mean, Blood Moon if our hand lines up badly against it. God, this card is so busted in this deck.
I had good experiences within Legacy Reanimator. I think I'm going to take Karn the Great Creator because I don't think Clothis is going to do jack shit.
I agree.
Also, if I take Clothis, it just gets randomed by the Living End anyways, so, like, whatever. Right?
Yes.
Oh, we grief them again. That's kind of cool. They discard both of their Clothises. Alright. I guess I take that one. Is it possible?
Get our 2/2.
Also, this is like almost unbeatable for them too, I think. Like, just on raid.
Yeah. It's not reasonable.
Got him! Alright, so the worrisome card I think from them is actually Scavenging Ooze. Sort of. I mean, you can overload, obviously.
Oh no, did we lose Moto?
No. My computer's weird. Oh, actually, I guess they could have this one. So maybe I want Subtlety.
Well, Grief is your main defense against Endurance, but Subtlety isn't the worst. It's like kind of medium, though.
Is this good for some?
I don't think that's what you want, because I don't think that they have enough stuff to disrupt you that you are likely to be forced into juking, and their stuff, they're like creatures and planeswalkers and stuff are like good enough that it's kind of hard to beat them that way.
Yeah, I want to keep Fawn for that reason because I think it's just really good versus them. And I think this is like not very good versus them.
We're probably supposed to have Foundation Breakers, right? Like, what does their graveyard hate? I mean, they've certainly got Karn.
So am I supposed to shave this card for that card?
Yeah, I mean, you can shave a small number of cyclers. I don't know if in this matchup you actually want to shave Waker because it's so disgusting in play against them.
I'm probably supposed to have like 2 of this card in, right? Am I allowed to shave Street Wraith, especially in the draw?
I would kind of never do that, especially with Grief. I don't think you're allowed to.
Sure. All right. Well, I don't know what to cut, but I'll have 2 of these in. Maybe it's just Architects.
That's also a black card. Is the problem.
Right. So
it could be like Riverwinder, like 1 Riverwinder, 1 Waker, something like that.
Okay. Yeah,
Or
I
one
don't.
Curator, one Waker. I guess Curator's probably better in this matchup because they get back like tokens off of uh Pyromancer. I don't know exactly how many graveyard hate cards these green-red decks are sideboarding these days, but
Well, especially since we saw Karn, I can't imagine it's that many because people will tend to count that one as like 4 or 5 graveyard hate cards or whatever, you know.
yeah, a little slow for this particular type of format.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, that was game one was easy. This is like borderline, but I think I keep.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe it's not a keep.
Yeah, I mean, if you're, I don't love these, but certainly like a 6-card hand that's like 3 lands and these spells you're like pretty happy with. I don't know if that means anything,
All
but
right, I'll try it. This very easily could be wrong. The other issue is they kept 7, so I'm kind of like terrified that like we get access to basics this way, you know.
yep.
One of the worst draws.
It's a completely fine draw though with grief. Like that's what grief does. So
So I'm just gonna turn one it just to see what I should do this turn. Hail of Summer, huh? Is your hand even? Why did they keep?
yeah, that's atrocious.
Um.
I mean, we can
So
just fetch around Magus. We don't
yeah,
care about
exactly.
Magus.
So I think I'm. Well, also the issue with taking Magus is that once you Living End, it'll. Oh, I guess I should just take Clothis. I think is the actual reality
Sure.
because I
Yeah,
don't
if we
know
just
how
don't get
long
there on a
exactly.
right.
Yeah. I'm just gonna fetch Forest Island and then play one. Oh wait, I should have played the other
Yeah,
one. Fuck.
that's okay.
So I'm just not gonna cycle them. I guess this turn.
Yeah,
That's actually kind of costly.
it is. It's annoying. Oh well.
Should have. Okay, that's good. At least now I just need some gas. Kind of
Not a ton though necessarily.
kind of weird that they have Violent.
Yes.
Like
I mean, they're trying to protect against grief, and
I
I
guess
don't think
Fawn
it works out.
maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, like now we know about it, so
Uh,
pillage the forest.
this is the downside to fetching actually as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did get kind of wrecked a little bit. Maybe need to counter that. That sucks.
There's no way I'm allowed to cycle, right? That's just like maniacal. Right? Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
I
because it like for. Okay, yeah, you're basically not allowed to cycle in response. I think ever right there. Oh, sort of gotten there.
but this ends up being kind of the same, right? So
Yeah.
you just like would have gotten to use a mana.
Well, you. Yeah. So they waited for Veil. That's kind of weird because like I don't think my deck really. Okay, so this should come into play untapped, right?
Yeah, it's just a mountain.
So now we can also ambush. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, not really ambush, but
Well, if they attack, we get to block with all of our shit.
well, it kills their attacker.
Oh, you're right. I guess. I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm definitely just. I'm actually gonna wait to see if they play another creature. Well, because like they
Sure.
have this in hand.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm priced in. This should be enough stuff.
Yeah, all we have to do is beat a Clothis and then their in-hand Pyromancer, which we probably we probably are just griefing here anyways.
All right, they didn't want to play anymore.
Yeah, these matchups
Hooray!
are like really
Yeah.
bad for them.
I would guess that because all of our Wrath of Gods cost 3, and they also put like 15 power into play or whatever. So we are 1-0. I guess I have to pay out the prediction. That lasted like what? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? 19.
Most of the forest decks are really, really atrocious against this, with the exception of exactly Spike Feeder Heliod, which is
Oh,
kind
makes
of a
sense.
nightmare to navigate.
Yo, what's up? Turn 1 DRS. Well, we're 1-0. That was a quick match. But, you know, we'll take the easy ones. No one said no to an easy match whenever, right?
I mean, when you play this deck, you know, that's what you're hoping for sure.
Mhm.
But you're signing up for some easy ones and some real nightmare matches.
Yep, agree with that. So yeah, I think we'll probably have time after this week to discuss some Innistrad cards, and I don't know. I don't particularly want to play 2 leagues personally, especially with I don't know. Like I can only take so much cycling per night. Unless if it's Tranquil Ticket, I could do Tranquil Ticket all day and night. That card freaking rules. Cycling Tranquil Ticket is
Just
not
want to
like
play lands
well no,
at all times.
it's not I guess I
Yeah, this
yeah.
hand's fantastic.
Yeah. It's just missing a no, it's actually just only missing a land. Alright, cool. I assume this matchup in game 1 should be pretty good.
Yeah, because they're not. I mean, they can chalice us, right? So, but we have force, so.
I was just looking for the grief, obviously.
Okay, so actually in this matchup, you kind of want to hold to make them like not understand your living end until like, you know, obviously you'd cycle at the end of their turn,
Yeah.
but just because they play their cards way differently against you than against other teamer decks.
I don't think CCR really plays Legacy, nor would he really want to travel to that event, but I probably will be, yes. Big Stano.
Yeah, I'm not up to date on Legacy.
It's fine. Do you think it's the Almighty Meta Reshaper that's coming down?
This certainly looks like a matter. Okay, it's a
that one I don't care about. So I guess the real question is how many creatures do I need to get out to beat them?
Not a lot when you have Waker of Waves.
Sure. I suspect I'm going to cast Sleight of Hand this turn.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Do I need to take... Should I get a Steam Fence? Yeah, I think I am.
I think it's fine.
Because this also might matter, you know? Just the combat trick. I've seen
Yep,
that happen a lot. Like, oh, that sucks. Well, I guess I can just take a Sanctum.
Yeah. That's fine. You obviously want to hit a creature with it, but you don't always.
So
that's nice. That gives us potentially
yeah, it's like a free discard outlet as well.
Yeah, we can get a free discard maybe.
So am I supposed to wait a
we need to
turn?
hit another creature. I mean, if we do it now, we kill their 5/5, we get a 7/7 and a 4/4, and maybe they do something. I mean, I'm at least. Yeah, I think I wait a turn on this one. I want to get some gross stuff into play. Yeah. So
also, it's not like I don't think their deck can really like burn me out. Is how I would put it, right? I mean, you can lose to Walking Ballista sometimes from them, but they're not a burn deck. Like if you survive at 2 life with a huge board, they can't actually kill you.
Yeah, like I'm very comfortable taking one more hit off of this Smasher.
All right. Well.
So I want to bounce that at the end of their turn because I want to hold onto this Force of Negation to fight Warping Whale.
Fair enough. So I think I should just let that resolve. I should just cycle.
Yep. And we do really want to hit another blue card very badly.
I don't think we should mess around too much anymore. I mean, I could always just Violent Outburst, right? Doesn't that play
Yeah,
around?
okay.
Oh, wait. So am I supposed to cycle this or not?
No, I would not. Because I like am really suspicious of Warping Whale here, so I really want to outburst on their turn so that I
Okay.
have Force of Negation up.
So I think I should just do it on their upkeep to prevent them from drawing second whale.
Sure.
Unless if you think they'll play second smasher.
That seems really unlikely. They know that you have Outburst up here. Like, there's just no way that any sane human being could do that.
I was looking for the correct zone.
I guess we could cycle the
they're
Architects.
just. Ooh.
Yeah,
Does that matter?
that's fine. I don't think we care. We beat that.
Yeah.
And we can cycle the Architects because we do have the Shardless Agent to exile to this force.
I think I target them.
Yeah.
Also, their thing's a 4/5. Oh, I remember this won the challenge, right?
Oh, the red one. Is this the
Yes.
Ragavan one?
Yeah. So I guess I give them a braid and put the obligatory on bottom because that's like their best card.
Yeah. I agree with
Wait.
that.
It didn't let me reorganize?
Uh
What the hell just happened? I should have been able to reorder it, right?
uh it's still on the what?
I don't know what's going on. Is it broken?
Why are we waiting on them? Why does it look like that trigger is still on the stack?
Well, I know some things did break with this update. Did you see the Glimmer Post thing?
Yeah, it just draws the game.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. And Champion of Dusk just kills the opponent. I think that Architects did nothing except let me look at their top cards.
That's really annoying.
Funny, but whatever. I think we're in good shape. I didn't actually have to like look at their top cards. No. Fine. Let's see. So if I attack with everything, they don't even really have a good block. So yeah, I think this is actually why you need a big enough board because sometimes you could lose to that card.
Yeah.
So they should take Waker here, I think.
Yeah, and we just chump it.
Yeah, but our Architects doesn't really have good attack, so. This is actually probably a matchup where Brazen Bar is really good, just overall, to be quite fair.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Thought Knot Seer is like obviously a nuisance.
I mean, they're just a super permanent base deck generally, so yeah.
Oh, the player got to reorganize their own library? Well, that's not how that should work.
That is That's really fucked. Yeah, because they weren't supposed to draw that. Holy crap.
Our opponent's
Architects is a
pre-warning.
huge
This
liability.
This doesn't work because this is activated abilities. We knew this for PT Oath of the Gatewatch. You can't do this. This is not.
But they have enough mana.
Yeah, you have to tap both. It's just a funny interaction. It's also mostly uncounterable because like countering the obligatory does not stop the ability.
Right, right.
So my assumption is they will attack with Waker and Smasher, and I will just block. Wait, is this bug 2? My creatures aren't smaller, right?
No, we have Violent Outburst, so they cancel out.
Ah, you know these things that I don't know. So if I block here, is my opponent dead? No. So maybe I should just trade?
I'm okay with trading, I think.
Because we still have this behind.
Right, because then we... Yeah.
Nice.
Not the best
So
draw.
I think what I'm supposed to do is attack with both. No, then I died to Smasher. What can I beat?
So
Okay.
casting the Shardless Agent is the thing that would make us not die to just Smasher, right? And then we could attack with both. So that's a possible line.
So
but then
you
we don't
still-
have Force up.
You lose to a second obligatory if you do that, but I maybe
Mhm.
and if they got to stack their deck. If they got to stack their deck, that's like kind of unfair because that shouldn't have happened.
Yes. I mean, certainly bug report if we lose this, but I kind of like just attack with
Waker.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
that bad? Is that just too safe?
No, it's not. Because if you attack with everything.
Yeah. I mean, we still die to Obligator here no matter what, right?
No. Well, it depends on exactly what they do, but
I mean, if they just take our Curator, we just die.
I just play Borrower and block, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Flying
so I was just
is good
assuming
for
that
us.
they would put Obligatory on top. No, because we didn't get to stack the deck. That's the problem. Basically, this was not supposed to happen, but
Right.
I think it's going to be fine. I think we'll end up at 1, and we'll win the game. Or, I guess... Okay. Oh, this is priced in.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks that they drew so many of these.
Well, one of them they weren't supposed to draw until
Yeah.
next turn.
Well, then we would have, I think, been in fine shape.
I agree.
I mean, our opponent kind of like abused the cards that shouldn't work that way, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what you're like ethically supposed to do there, I guess.
So if I attack with both, they have to block, so I'm just going to do it. And if they draw another Obligatory, so be it. Actually, we pretty much know that they can't draw because they've been a Braid and a Smashing, right?
Right.
So I think I'm just safe to do the obvious play of this. And I don't have any Living Ends left in my deck, so they can our deck. Look at the cards.
Yeah, it's nothing surprising in there. But yeah, another Obligator, another Smasher does kill us here.
They've already gone through Obligatories. Oh, so I'm doing fine. Well, I wouldn't even have to sneak it out if agents weren't bugged. Yeah. Like, should I even say that? Or Architect?
No, it doesn't
I'm not
matter.
to.
I never chat with anybody in Magic Online.
I just asked if they got to stack their deck because, like, that's not supposed to happen.
Right. Unless I know the person, I am not interested in engaging in Magic Online chat.
Alright, so this matchup, this is, like, okay, but not insane. But I guess you're priced into doing it.
Yeah, I think Chalice is just enough that you do need them.
Am I allowed to cut these and just play, like, Borrower and Foundation Breaker?
Yeah, I think Foundation Breaker generally like is better than Force in this matchup. The only thing that Force is like better against is at all really is like Warping Whale, All Is Dust, but you do have Grief for those. If you are cutting all the forces, I think you might want more Foundation Breakers.
What am I allowed to cut then?
Ugh, it is really hard.
Is this good? I mean, this is kind of good actually, right? But kind of also not very good.
Right. I think
maybe 1 Street Wraith because I think the size of this creature is actually not very good.
That's fine with me.
1 Street Wraith and probably like 1 Riverwinder.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Is MTGO chat too free for the bean? I don't even know what that phrase means. Do you know what it means? Because I literally have no idea.
Nope, no clue.
It's just like, what the hell does that even mean? Oh, also, apparently someone found out that 32,768 is the maximum life total.
It's a lot of work to find that out.
So should I keep assuming my opponent's mulling for Chalice?
Yeah.
Because I've
we got 4
Waker,
Foundation Breakers and 4 Brazen Borrowers. Like that's what I like about the deal with their permanence cards is it doesn't matter when you draw them, you just need to draw them before you Living End.
Yo. Tell opponent BGS fatty.
That seems kind of rude, Cal. I'm not gonna do that. I was trying to figure out what land to play. I think it's Botanical Sanctum in case if I draw Foundation Breaker.
Sure.
Although I'm probably playing this on turn 2 no matter what, so it's like kind of irrelevant, I think. Oh, maybe I should have cycled looking for a blue-black card, or a black card right away. Is it the Mighty Matter Reshaper? Oh my god, the memes are real. That's good, at least. I think I'm just gonna main phase this, and because if I hit a blue-black creature, it's just so good. Do that.
And we don't want to get Thought-Knot Seared now that we have a Cascader in our hand. Yep.
This saves me 1 point, so. Although I'm very unlikely to play that land anyways, but I'm unfortunate to hit 2 lands. Anyway, Cal, how you been? White faces. Oh. No! Boo! What's up? It really does suck. I don't know. We're kind of still fine. We don't have that much time, but we have a little bit of time.
Yeah, we're okay. We have a lot of looks to find another Cascader.
Even a Brazen Borrower, I think, is decent to buy time, right?
Yeah. I mean, we have plenty of good stuff.
I think I should just grief them, yeah.
Yep. Because we just don't really want to get reality smashed.
Or Karned or some nonsense. There's just so many things that could go wrong.
I think it's Relic.
Yeah.
Because you can't take both Smashers anyways.
Yeah. And plus, I don't even want to put a creature in their graveyard. Like.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, yeah. It's very clearly Relic. You can just play Sunken Ruins here.
I could thin a land from my deck. That matters. That doesn't really matter. Yeah. Cover way around the MTGO. Exile the Architects. You ain't wrong. And also, if they draw a land, if we get Smashed once, it's probably fine because we have like a bunch of looks at a Cascader, right?
Yeah, it just means that we need to hit the Cascader this turn, but we kind of need to hit the Cascader this turn anyways.
I agree. Really?
We took out all of our forces, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess the plan is to hardcast this next turn then.
Yeah, probably.
I think the plan is to actually cast this into that, hoping I get to survive to that point. It's unlikely, but...
No, Waker is way too far away. We gotta get rid of it.
Also, there's a chance they tap out for Smasher and then we sneak into Violent Outburst.
Yeah.
So you agree with casting Curator this turn, right?
I think that we'll have to, yeah. So I would just cycle the Architects.
Oh, I see. I should have... There's no way we can ever trick them, right? I think I should just play this. But The Architect's bug is that the player gets to stack their own deck, essentially, instead of us getting to stack their deck. Yeah, they snapped off. They should definitely snap off that exile because if they draw land like this.
Yeah.
Oh, and they have Ramunet Ruins? God damn. I forgot. That's such a good dual land for these colored Eldrazi decks.
Yeah, we're just dead.
Can I draw out of it?
I mean, yeah, we can trade for the Thought Knot and hope they never hit a red source and... No.
Oh.
Jesus. I mean, so... Yeah, we can't play the Steam Vents. Yep. Maybe Force is fine in some numbers because it does hit the Relic in a way better way than anything else.
I would rather have Force than Foundation Breaker after that game, personally, but...
Yeah, we could split or something. I don't know what's the best way to do it. I have not spent a lot of time playing Living End with Force against Relic of Progenitus to know what my approach should be.
The problem with specifically Relic is that you can't even, like...
Yeah.
It costs so much to, like, Breaker it, then cast a Cascade spell, right?
Right.
Board out the Architects. We have Grief in our deck. I don't think you can side out Architects. And Grief is, like, pretty good for... Like, our opponent basically drew as well as possible to get out of that situation, but Grief let us, like, be in that situation in the first place, you know?
Yeah.
So we
Grief made it so that we won as long as they didn't just top deck exactly the way that they did.
Yeah, and, you know, that's fine. Whatever. You put good cards in your deck to draw them.
Yeah, of course.
That was the best card to draw, though, probably. That or Chalice would have been both pretty good. So I guess they were drawing to, like, 7 or 8-ish cards.
Yeah, they had plenty of outs.
What do you think?
It's not ideal. Definitely the land heavy hands are the ones that, like, I'm more likely to mulligan than most things. But 2 cyclers is, like, kind of fine. If we hit lands, we're screwed, but...
Oh, they kept 7. Shit. It's not great. I think I'll just cycle this first and see what's up. Okay, that's pretty good. Better?
Nah, I just play the Spire Bluff.
Yeah. Do I cycle?
I mean, yeah, I'm inclined to exile the Shardless Agent to this Force of Negation anyways.
So I should just cycle first then. Alright, how about now?
Okay,
I think
Waker is such a good play on your next turn, but yeah, it's probably get rid of the Waker, yeah.
The actual issue is if I don't get rid of Waker, then I don't, like, who knows what will happen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're just hoping for be okay by next turn.
Yep.
So I guess I just let them Thought Knot me and then cycle.
Yeah, they just have to take the Shardless Agent, so...
Yeah, I mean, ridiculous not to, right? Their hand was really good. Turn 1 Relic, turn 2 Thought Knot. That's basically nuts.
I mean, they've never missed on the turn 1 Eldrazi Temple yet this match, so...
No reason to do this now.
No, yeah. I mean, there's no reason not to really either, but... Because like if they thought not us, we're cycling it in response anyways.
So we don't have a large time window, but
Because this is obviously a reality smash. Jesus.
so
Their draws were really good this match.
if I find a borrower, so he finds me some time. Yo, what's up, Finders? Uh-oh.
Yep, let's hit. That is really frustrating. That's okay. They just drew a lot better than us.
I would like to note that they were saying that we drew a creature at the last turn in game 1, but they shouldn't have even been in that situation, I think.
No, yeah.
So it's kind of infuriating, but whatever.
Like if our architects worked, they just would have been dead.
Yep. Instead of not working whatsoever. Alright. Actually we got a sub from Cal. I don't have any chests anymore, but you know what I do have? You know what I have? I have this box of... Oh no, I have these loose Counter remastered packs, so... What if I just cracked one of these? What if I just cracked one of these for you, Cal, instead? I guess you can take a look on the stream. Because we gotta switch. We gotta make it big, you know? Then you can tell me what card you like most in the pack. That makes sense. Alright. We got a Coal Stoker. Remember that one?
Yeah. 3 in a red. 3/3. Add 3 red.
Yep. We got a Dream... Sorry.
We're getting a new Coal Stoker in the new set. It's very exciting. I've played a lot of Coal Stokers in my time.
Dreamstalker. That also is like a combo card.
Yeah, in Alurin.
Yeah, but also you can just use it to bounce itself to generate Storm in the limited format if you want.
Sure.
Alright, Antico Shaman.
Ooh, cantrip creature.
Only sometimes. If they had to morph, sometimes they would unmorph and tap your land with it on the stack. Alright. Cutthroat Ildal. This one, I think a lot of people don't realize that it's really not great, but if you're Hellbent, it does hit for 4. Otherwise, it just dies to basically everything.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a Sliver. The Reach Sliver. Oh, you know what I wanted to rant about in the new set? There's a card called Meat Hook Massacre, and it's not just destroy all slivers. Like, what the hell?
Well, I don't think that is a card they could put into a standard set.
No,
I love that card, though.
No.
I'm huge on Meat Hook Massacre. I think that card is so cool.
Ref Elemental, this card was really not good, and people played it a lot, and it was just not great. I've drafted a bunch of MH2, and I was fine at it. I wouldn't say I was like, you know, the ham who's like 2100 limited on MTGOs or some nonsense. That was just so insane. I'm just like, you have to win like 80 matches in a row or some nonsense. Alright, we got a Limp Sliver. Oh, speaking of which, you've listened to the Receivables, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Peace always rants about these sets were so good. It's just like, he's like, absorb 1. Great, that's fun. It has a lot of words and it only appears on 1 card. That might not have been the exact rant, but I'm just paraphrasing because that's something he could say, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and it's fair, but like Future Sight is like just such a weird experimental album of a set that, you know.
Alright. Trespasser Elvek, one of the better cards in this pack, and honestly one of the key cards even the first time around, and still a key card this time. Basically any card that has like a free discard that does anything is just like kind of a good card when Madness is involved, you know?
And that thing just clocks them.
Yep. Alright. Howard Mycoderm. This was my friend Benjamin Pumbles Mumbles. This was one of his favorite cards. Because all he wanted to do was wall up and then just kill his opponent in one shot with Saproling. Because that's like a 2 for 4. It just blocks everything. And eventually you overrun them. Unintended. All right, we got a card that's banned in Modern. Guess which card it is.
From Time Spiral Remastered?
Yeah.
Oh god. I don't know. I can't even think of it.
Right. It's Dread Return.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Oh no. So you knew it wasn't Simian Spirit Guide because if you'd been counting how many commons we went past all the commons. So this was actually an uncommon. Wow. So loose, Viverus. You didn't count how many commons we went by. Alright. We got a Henchfiend of Ukor, which is a 3 and a red 3/2. It has Echo for 1 and a black, so it's an uneven Echo versus regular casting us. And it has Fire Breathing for black or a red.
Yeah, not a great card.
Alright, we got Cloud Seeder, which makes Cloud Sprites. Because Cloud Sprite is a blue 1/1 that can't block. It can only block creatures with flying. And that's flying. Alright. Ooh, there's a foil, a old bordered card, and a rare in this pack. So I'm excited. We got Cloud Key. I've never seen this card do anything, but it's also like, I don't know. It's just, I'm not the target audience for that card, I think. Alright. We got a foil in Stonecloaker. Ooh, look at how shiny it is.
I do love a Stonecloaker.
It used to be a little bit better with damage on stack, because you could like engineer a situation where you'd stack damage, pick up the creature that would trade, and then like, you'd be ahead. And we have the actual first pick in this pack, Mirror Entity, because there are fucking Rebel Searchers in this format, so this thing just has Companion, go kill your opponent.
Yeah, disgusting.
So Mirror Entity is clearly the first pick by a lot. So that's my rant about Mirror Entity. Alright, so, that was my Time Spiral pack for the night. Hopefully more people sub for September. 20% off if you're new. But if you're also new, hitting the follow button is also appreciated and free. Because who could say no to free things?
Oh, definitely follow Jarvis. I agree.
Companion kill your opponent is a good keyword. Look, that's all it has! Why is it a Rebel? It's so easy to get out of your deck. And if that's not enough, you could cycle Homing Silver for it. You can cycle any of the Wizard cycling cards for it. Because it has Changeling as well. It literally...
Wait, any of the Wizard cycling cards? Any one of them?
There's actually multiples in Magic.
And there's only one in Time Spiral Remastered, though.
Damn, you got me. Actually, that card might not even be in.
It might not be in Remastered, yeah.
Yeah, that
would kind of make sense.
You're talking about Vidalcan Aether Mage, right?
I am.
I don't believe it's in because they didn't find it fun. They didn't find it fun to have people bounce their slivers to hand. Because that's what that card does when it comes into play.
Yep, it is a really weird card.
The other card that has Wizard cycling is in Modern Horizons too. It's just 3 blue, unsummon 2 things. Oh, this end's really good.
Yep, this is hard to beat this one.
I mean, we even have the Force, in case we're up against, like, fucking Chalice again.
Yeah, and with the Outburst in hand, we're allowed to exile the Shardless Agent to the Force. Handwear Battlements. Is this Amulet? Yeah.
You think I should force this? Probably buys a bunch of time, right?
Yeah, I think forcing it makes a lot of sense.
So, I'm not up on to Amulet anymore, but I believe they mostly cut Bajuka Bog from the deck, right?
That's good for us.
Sorry, Chris. The only thing we need now is just a land, really. I guess a Street Wraith
we'll get there. Nice too. We have a million looks.
Oh, they might not even have, like, a fast hand. Well, I guess we'll see what happens.
I mean, if they had the Amulet, who knows what they'd be doing, but...
I'm just gonna... Because if
for some reason we got the black cards so we can hit Grief.
Yeah, for some reason if I just hit 2 Griefs, I might as well just do this main phase, right? Obviously, I would just take a land over either of those. I'm definitely just maniacal to do anything else when literally our hand like kills in 2 if we just get there.
Well, yeah, also this puts the Waker in the graveyard, so you want to do that. You actively want to do that. It's not because now we have 2 7/7s in the graveyard.
Oh, excellent draw too. And I'm just gonna
lose this.
I'm gonna just say go and see what they do because they might have to commit a Dryad anyways. I think Dryad is actually one of the ways you can lose this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, it doesn't matter if they can't get into the red zone if you just take 20 damage from their lands.
Right.
They did go to 6 cards. Like, I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, I think there's a decent chance that their hand would have been fine if they had kept that amulet in play, so.
Force of Negation is ruining Modern. They went to 6 cards. Yeah, this is a fine 6, I think. It looks pretty good. Right?
Yeah, it had the amulet in it. Like, what more do you really want?
Well, it's kind of funny because I don't think amulet is like the limiting factor that often anymore. Because you can get so many of those into play nowadays.
Sure. But, you know, a 6 with amulet and a bounce land and a, you know, maybe this Dryad was in the hand. Like, hard to beat that.
All right, so...
Forces for days.
So,
all right, 18, yeah. Actually, we have lethal.
I was about to say I was counting. It's 21. What do I click? No, right? Click 21 on turn 4. That's a queen kill. A queen turn 4 kill. No storm necessary. just attacking for 21 on turn 4.
Yeah, I mean, no storm necessary. All we did was cast a free spell, cascade into a thing, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing too busted here.
So I think this is actually a matchup where this is pretty good.
Yeah, that's got to be true.
The question is, do you want this?
Borrower probably isn't great.
And I think Fawn's really good, actually. Like,
yeah, it's probably fine.
So do I want any Foundation Breakers is the actual question. Maybe like 2?
Hold on, let me pull up an amulet list.
Yeah, fair.
Goldfish has not renewed their certificate.
Really?
Apparently. It's telling me that my connection is unsafe.
I wonder why I don't get that. Maybe it's because I have ad blocker on.
I have ad blocker on. Let's look at Jose's most recent list.
Oh, there is a sideboard bog, and there's an endurance, and
I guess like Foundation Breaker is fine if you want to like catch Urza's sagas with it. It can be good, but
I'll side in like 2 maybe and cut like. What do I even want to cut though? Maybe
yeah, like I'd certainly board in Force of Vigor, but Foundation Breaker is a little less exciting in this matchup.
Maybe I'll just do this because they're like kind of the same, except this can kill amulet.
Sure.
Yeah, we know they can saga into the relic. Wait, was I supposed to have Force of Vigor in my sideboard? Maybe I was.
I like having a couple of copies.
Maybe that was the error when I built this deck.
Could be. I mean, these sideboard cards are like pretty fair. There's nothing wrong with them.
Oh, I have Borrower instead of Fov, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, I thought it was kind of the same, but maybe it's not actually.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Force is just like really, really crazy in some matchups. Although they do tend to be matchups that you're like fine in, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth having.
It's possible. I probably should have had at least the first Force of Vigor because I think its value over replacement is just so insanely high.
I'm pretty down to keep this.
Yeah, there are a lot of ways it can go wrong, but whatever. That's one way it can go wrong.
Yeah, if they just outrace us, but like.
I guess I just get Breeding Pool and just cycle because if I hit Grief, it's probably pretty important.
Yes, I think that is completely accurate.
I guess we'll just have to see if this hand's good enough.
Yeah, we might just die here.
Yeah, I mean their hand looks excellent. This
Yep.
is
It's a great start.
Where's the Summer Bloom?
There it is.
Oh shit. Their hands are good. Okay, so I am pretty sure we're getting Titan next turn, which means I need to cycle into Subtlety ASAP.
Subtlety or Grief, either one.
I think the life point might actually matter more.
Yeah. Come on. Boo.
I'm probably gonna take overkill damage. Probably not overkill damage, but it's gonna be tough. Oh, well, there's also that. That sucks. Yeah, I don't think we could ever beat Natty Bog plus Titan this game, most likely.
Nah, we're pretty boned here, I'd say.
Maybe they don't have it.
They've had everything else.
So they have Bog and Unknown, but they didn't cast a Titan. Okay, so what this actually means is we're maybe okay if they don't draw Pact for Titan.
Well, that kind of solves Pact.
Yeah, so what I'm supposed to do to play around Bog is to just wait and just cycle a bunch into Outburst on my turn, I think.
Yep. I think that is definitely the plan.
Oh, so I should have played Steam Vents. I just realized that, but whatever.
Also, now that we have Outburst up, we kind of don't die to a Titan.
Well, oh yeah, I have 2 Steam Vents. I think I'm supposed to actually use the Waker, right?
Mm-hmm. I would.
Do you think life total matters?
Probably not. It seems unlikely to matter. But having double red doesn't really do anything.
No, so there's one card that's on my radar that I think most people wouldn't think about. What if we get Beast Within for one of our card sources?
Okay, sure.
I guess the Fawn's better.
I guess.
It's like kind of shit, I think, all around.
I mean, it's just, we're going to draw another land off of this cycling, so you know.
So I think I'm supposed to Outburst on their turn because they have like a bunch of counters or some nonsense, actually.
Sure.
But what I cannot do is let them get to their main phase, because that would be disastrous. Oh, yeah, no, I'm supposed to do it on their turn. I think it's really hard for them to have double counterspell. I would expect 1, maybe. But it's like kind of difficult for them to have 2, you know?
Yeah. Well, we know that one of the cards in their hand is Bog, so...
It's gonna let them.
Well, don't target them, because apparently that doesn't work.
Yeah, I would love to just make sure they draw nothing but bricks, but it doesn't. Oh, I see. The implementation is just incorrect. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, put a fetch on top. We know how this works.
Oh, fuck. I have to click it again. Look at the cards. What's up, Dom?
Look at the cards.
I always appreciate a good Dom Harvey.
I appreciate even a bad Dom Harvey, to be honest.
Whoa. There's such a thing as a bad Dom Harvey?
Goodbye, Summoner's Pact. No, thank you.
Fetching Jarvis.
Yeah. Yeah, we've all got Negaverse versions of ourselves.
So 7, 10, 16, 20?
Yeah, not quite enough. They Radiant Fountained.
Okay, so what I'm supposed to do is kill their thing to avoid shenanigans. This is the game where we got Natty bogged, but it didn't even come close to mattering.
Yeah, I thought we were just dead, but they
didn't
have the Titan for like one turn too long.
I'm gonna answer haha just real quick. When we architected our last opponent, they got to stack their deck instead. So I don't want to target them and just like knowingly give a bad bug to our opponent when I could just like sort of try to minimize that and not request refunds for no reason. I still might request a refund because that's just like actually egregious.
It was pretty awful. We did still win the game where it bugged out on us though.
Yeah, what's up, Bunkres Knows? We got a bunch of people out here watching us playing draw random cards from our deck gen CAMs and our Cascaders are more random draws. We're basically gambling.
AKA pure Magic the Gathering.
We're basically gambling, right?
Just a little more directly than any other Magic deck.
You should always request a refund. Marginally increases the pressure to actually think. That's true, actually. Because they don't want to just like give out free money repeatedly, right?
Right. Then they ban you eventually. Or ban you from the reimbursement program.
I have a feeling that people who have had that happen were kind of abusive with it.
Yeah, I don't think that's unreasonable.
Oh, this hand's also pretty good.
I love having Grief in my deck so that this just like, oh, this isn't a 6-card hand. This just makes me delighted to draw Grief.
I don't.
Ooh, Tron.
Yeah, I mean.
So we no longer have Fulminator Mages like versus Old Living End, but we do have Force of Negations, which are also very good against Tron.
I'm just looking for a Grief. Oh shit! Really?
That's not the right black card.
Shit,
Ooh, now we're in like terrifying mode. If we draw another Living End,
it's whatever. It's like, oh, I'm not shit. Should I tempt fate by saying how likely it is? Probably not. That's just asking for trouble.
We got a 2% chance on this draw.
They have another Tron piece.
Well, they kept a lot of cards, right?
Look,
how many cards did they keep?
No, but this is Moto.
They kept 7.
Remember? Average Tron opponent on Moto?
They kept 7. Like, come on. What do you expect to happen? All right, give us a Grief. Come on, or a Fawn, either one. Not that. That's not it.
I think we're probably gonna lose if they actually have Tron. Wait. Warping? What? They're using Warping Well here? That's either really good or really bad.
That means they're playing Ugin here. Or, okay, or I just don't know what's happening. They probably have another Warping Whale, is what that means, right?
We really want to draw Fawn.
Fawn or Grief still. Like, the awkward thing is also that they're about to have over 8 mana on their turn, so even like putting the stuff into play, I guess at least they have to kill their Ugin to kill our Striped or Riverwinders, but we're still not going to win the game after that.
I think I'm actually supposed to jam, because I don't think it actually improves.
Yeah, I don't think that we get anywhere. I guess we could cycle into Fawn or Grief as like the alternative plan, since this does seem like very unlikely to work out, but Warping Whale.
They just have a shit ton of Warping Whales in their deck. That like actually makes it a lot harder, I think.
It does, yeah.
And I'll give you a hint. You know where the other Living Ends are?
Yeah. No, we're just totally boned here. There's nothing we can do.
Does that excuse that play? I don't know. It is kind of weird to like. I don't like it. I don't like it, chat. Our hand was really good, then got significantly worse. Now we're probably. Oh, they're gonna Chalice on 0, which has no text for us right now. Nice.
All right, well, let's kill them with this stuff. Oh, we have Botanical Sanctum as our land. That sucks.
There's a cost to those lands, and you're seeing the cost right here. All right. Maybe
Everything's kind of going wrong all at once.
Maybe they don't have another payoff card. I guess it's just time to play Shardless Agent as a 3-mana 2.
Yep, the jig is up.
Do you think they'll figure out that all the living ends are in our hand once it literally flips over the entire deck?
I don't know, it's a little harder to see on Moto.
It does say 79 cards, so maybe they just don't.
Sure.
Fawn is really insane in these matchups, though. Like, I think if we had drawn, like, Fawns instead of these, we'd just, like, be obliterating our opponent instead of, like, easily losing.
Yes. Or if we had drawn Griefs at any point, I think it would have made a huge difference.
We're dead.
Certainly can't beat that card ever.
I think that card's actually often good enough to stabilize them, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. My experience playing against Tron with Living End is entirely
Fulminator Mage
based. In Fulminator Mage based, yeah, where they just don't get to cast spells. So I'm not totally sure. Like, obviously our Fawns and our Griefs are really, really good. And then I don't know what combination of Foundation Breakers and Brazen Borrowers we want. Brazen Borrower, I guess, just doesn't seem that good.
I don't think I want Waker of Waves in my deck is the actual reality. But one thing about Brazen Borrower is I think I would rather have a blue card than a green card on average.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm going to do is have 4 borrowers, 2 breakers in, and 0 waker. I think this card is just, like, not very good in the matchup, honestly.
Sure.
This is, like, kind of interesting, but I also think it's not good.
Yeah, I think it's more likely to be just blank than to do anything great.
All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get out of this hole. Wait, did I forget to pay out a prediction? I think I probably did. Whatever. The gamblers got something or didn't get something. It's one or the other. The problem with suspending Living End is there's literally one land in our deck that lets us suspend the Living End. So, like, that plan's, like, really not good. It's kind of insane how hard it is to suspend the Living End deck.
Yeah, that's just really not part of the plan.
Whatever, I'm keeping.
I don't know. This hand's pretty...
Wait, really? You think this, like... You have 3 lands at Cascader?
Yeah, it's okay. I guess we keep this. Yeah.
Love to pretend my hyper deflationary investment vehicle is a useful currency? Did you write that?
Yeah, I get really mad when people... Like, so... If you're treating crypto like a goofy stock market thing that, you know, you can make money off of and you, like, understand that it is MLM for, like, tech bros or whatever, like, that's fine with me. If you're going to try to convince people that crypto is, like, the future of economics and it's the currency that will, like, bring equity to the world because it's decentralized, like, you're a fucking clown.
Okay.
Like, I don't mean to be, like...
Right.
Awful about it, but it's just like like it's a deflationary currency. Like you invest in it and it becomes more valuable. Like, it doesn't work as currency, especially given that, like, Bitcoin has these just massive, like, the transaction requires a huge amount of computation and you can't do it that often. Like, don't pretend that it's saving the world and is going to replace money is my my response to that portion of the crypto argument.
So my real question is, if our opponent's on 4 cards, but they sided in 61 cards, but they capped on 4, should I even cycle a main phase? I think what I should actually do is just say go and see what they do, because I kind of think there's a non-zero chance that they have a relic in their hand.
Sure.
On 4 cards. Okay, that's not relic. I probably should cycle 1 step now in case if I hit a 1-mana cycler.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks I don't get to grief them, but...
I know. I am totally down to bounce this map if we don't hit anything, though.
Why is there a stop right here? Why are we stopped? I want to get going. I want to go vroom.
No, dude, they got that end step locked down.
Okay, well, I guess.
Yeah, I'm down to grief them off of this.
So what we're saying
Or
by
probably
that,
bounce the map first, right? Just in case that's what
yeah.
you want to hit with the borrower.
There's
or with
actually
the
a
grief.
reasonable chance that that's what we want to hit.
Yeah.
I was wondering if we could wait a turn, but I don't think. I think we'll just have to satisfied with. Oh, I guess I'm taking this map.
Yep.
Why do people keep trying to veil us? Why? I guess it makes more sense for Tron actually than.
Yeah, it does
for
make a
the
little
other
bit.
deck.
Because they're fighting against the Fawns more than anything else with their
True.
veil.
Yeah, that's.
And I think
a good point.
that's reasonable.
Well, jokes on them. I'm not going to grief them again, probably.
Well, we're grieving them with our grief from our graveyard, so it is going to work against us.
Yeah, but it's just draw a card, whatever. That's just yeah. I mean, also I could just say go and see if they tap out.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. Yeah, I think that it's worth getting the extra 3/3 and potentially more out of this.
Because they're not. I could have actually fetched up Steam Vents and it would have been the best Steam Vents. It would have actually been Catcher of Triumph.
Oh, yeah. Actually, so one thing that we should also consider when boarding in matchups like this, where like life total doesn't matter and like getting Blood Mooned and stuff just isn't a thing, you may be able to just take the forest out because it's more of a tech card than a land.
Sure. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, not in danger yet. Oh, also, something I just realized that we actually do have to be. We saw Warping Whale from this person, so we actually have to be very careful.
Right.
So maybe I should actually just rush it at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
now especially that this has happened.
Yeah, if we get our Living End Warping Whale, we kind of just lose.
I think I'm supposed to just do it now to prevent them from drawing a card. They'll get to cycle their Veil, but whatever.
I mean, yeah, they get to cycle their Veil and this Chromatic Star. They get like a lot of looks at Warping Whale to kill us.
Yeah, whatever. That's only I mean, the other problem is if we literally draw it, then it's like.
Yeah, I mean, we drew 2 Living Ends both games. That's like very rough.
All right, so we can't grief them, and we can only architects ourselves. But I should respond to a trigger and fetch probably.
Man, I really wish we could architects our Tron opponents.
Well, we can't because of Veil anyway, so that doesn't work.
Oh, true. Okay, so that's fine. All right, fair enough.
If only this was Urborg. Probably should just. Oh, actually, maybe I do want to just draw the grief this turn and grief them off.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because we can cast the Brazen Borrow, which is kind of the same as casting the Curator. So I just want to make sure that they haven't drawn anything good here.
Wastone is not good because, like, by definition, the way our deck is constructed, that's like not really going to be very effective, like on average.
I really think they should have cracked this star to look for a Warping Whale there.
Well, especially since all of your lands tap for green anyways, right? Like, the cost is not even that high.
Yeah, it's actually kind of nothing because they were going to spend a mana on that Veil, so.
I'll just get Veiled again. Like, be like, alright, whatever. At least you're drawing Veils instead of. What? Oh, they think we have Blood Moon.
They think we have Moon, yeah.
That Living End almost never plays Blood Moon, though. Right? I guess it's, like, not impossible, actually. Maybe it's, like...
Yeah, it's, like, not completely nuts, too. But you have to be, you know, in a metagame where it's very good in order to justify it, because it is super awkward.
I think Blood Moon's, like, reasonably good. It's not, like, end of the world. I mean, it's not, like... played Star Wars cards versus War. They played the Earth's Mine. I tighten up toss. Also, I would enjoy it if they drew Worm Coil, but they played like Blast Zone last turn. Whereas if they played
over their
Tower,
Tron land.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't have had Tron then if they. I guess
they would have. They would have Tower in play over Blast Zone and Mine, and then Worm Coil.
Yeah, but they drew the Mine this turn, so they wouldn't have been
sure.
able to also draw the Worm Coil.
No, we were talking about how they were supposed to do the thing last turn as well. The thing you're describing, cracked Star last. Well, I don't think I changed anything and just hope.
No, I think our configuration is fine.
So welcome back, JW. I believe JW has an SCG Open one. I don't have an SCG Open one. I'm jealous. Where can I get one of those?
They don't. Not right now.
Well, I could get like an SCG Tour online one or something like that, but that would involve playing a different client that I have no interest in playing in a format I have very little interest in playing as well. Our opponent kept 7, and they're on 61 cards still. This hand's like pretty good otherwise, right?
Yeah, I find it very difficult to turn down 7s that are like the mana is fine and I have cyclers in them and a piece of disruption stuff. Brazen Bar or medium counts.
This is not the one you want.
Yeah, it's pretty low tier disruption compared to Grief and Fawn.
Dom asked me if I wanted to borrow one. Holy shit, sick drags, Dom. Dom had so many wins, it was kind of insane.
Yeah.
Oh, that explains the keep.
Dom has the most wins in a single season of anybody?
Does he?
I believe so, or tied or something for that.
Sick frags, Dom. Frags. Alright, well, we might have to... Maybe they kept a one-lander with Roic, in which case it will actually be not that bad to navigate around.
This one looks tough.
Ah, damn, this is so irritating.
Yeah, welcome to the dark side of playing Living End.
What am I supposed to do?
I think you cycle because you would Fawn this, and you're gonna have to cycle some stuff into this relic, and there's just not really a great way of avoiding it.
Maybe I was supposed to play the fetch for that. Actually, I was thinking about that.
True. But I mean, you'll use this fetch to guard a thing at some point anyway. Like, it will happen.
Alright, so if I get to 5 lands, then I can cycle 2 things. They put Relic on the stack, then I can cast... Oh, no, that doesn't actually really work, does it?
Well, so...
This sucks.
Yeah. This isn't ideal, for sure.
I think I just have to say go. Bouncing the map... Oh, I guess I could bounce the map, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty convinced I'm supposed to, actually. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to lose very easily, to be quite fair, but...
I mean, the other thing that Petty Theft can be is to force the Relic pop at some point, but it's hard for us to...
It's hard to have that and enough mana to, like, cycle into the thing, you know?
Yeah, Relic is a really painful form of graveyard hate because it slowly, like, leeches your graveyard before the pop. Like, that's, in this deck in particular, that's really annoying.
Yeah, if it was just, like, Tormod's Crypt, I think it would be a lot more manageable. Well, maybe...
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe not, I don't know. No land, no land, no land, no land, no land. Wow, I'm so smart. Sort of.
Okay, well, that kind of worked, but still not feeling super great about this. I think you play the... I don't know.
Probably the fetch, actually.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping for is that they end up tapping out, but it's like... I think what's actually going to happen is they'll crack the map, then they're going to just play a drawn land, and then they'll have the thing, you know?
Yeah, and then there's no reason for them to tap their Tron land there.
I think what I'm supposed to do is just cast this turn. Even though this is like so low odds to actually end up working.
Yeah, pretty anemic against Tron that has all spells in hand.
Any believers in
But I
3-1
wish we were
beats?
Fulminator maging them right now. That would be really good.
We'd probably get veiled into oblivion, and then you would also be unhappy with it.
Ooh, that's true.
There is a reason that card hasn't aged really well. Tired of taking damage. There's like basically no way I'll ever actually need red. Is there any way we can ever trick them? Probably not. It's so easy for them to leave up 1 mana, right?
Yep. Oh, I missed you, Rainforest. I can ask Noel and Bamboozle. Just one Bamboozle, por favor.
It's a card from Odyssey, I believe. It's like look at your top 5 cards and rearrange them. It's like bad index or some nonsense. Or maybe it targets your opponent. That's what it is. Do you think I'm supposed to like cycle just to force the pops?
Yeah, I'm like pretty into it at this point.
Oh.
Cast Brazen Borrower here.
No. Can't I do the thing now? Yeah, I can.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I think that's probably the best bet, yeah.
Now, so if they pop it, then like it kind of works out. If they don't pop it, it also still works out because they'll just tap Relic Me, I'll crack the fetch.
Yep.
And then I'll just say go and see what they do on their turn. Can't get on it. Yes. Now it's like zero cost to do this.
Yeah, you just absolutely pay the life.
Watch me die to Walking Ballista for 11. That actually happened to me in a match I played, and I had surveilled away my second dress down. And if I really thought about it, I would have been like, oh, the only way I can lose is Walking Ballista for 11. Because dress down just hard counters Walking Ballista. So, sucks to suck. Ah, fuck this. Oh, God.
That is kind of brutal. Oh, we were supposed to cycle in response, I think.
Oh, just to see if I hit on?
Yeah.
You're right. But I think what I'm supposed to do now is just start casting these and hope they don't ever have to again.
Yep. I don't see how else we get out of this.
So neat little trick is if you cycle a Street Wraith, the Scry one will go on top of the draw. I'm sure you know all of this nonsense.
Well, the first time I played with Curator of Mysteries in Constructed, I completely forgot it had a triggered ability because, you know.
This card was unbelievable in Ammon Get Draft because it was 4 mana for fire with some text that kind of mattered, but not really. I mean,
but like that cycling text mattered because there were multiple cycling triggers, and so sometimes you draw it when you had to like Horror of the Broken Lands in play, and it was just better to cycle it and win like 2 combats or whatever.
Exactly, haha toast. That's why I felt sad and stupid.
Oh no, tapping mana. That seems atrocious for us.
I wonder if this one's beatable, actually. How many borrowers are in my deck?
All right. Well, 2. Alright, I don't know if we have any more borrowers.
No, all 4 are in.
Okay, great. And that's what we got to hit.
Oh, hold on. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, we want that, right? Because we can outburst and then outburst in response to their relic crack.
But is that even good? Like, I'm kind of just looking to see if they die to normal damage with double outburst in a turn or 2.
Well, not if they get a Wormcoil Engine attack, but...
Well, no, because we attack them to 7, they go to 11, we play another one of these. They attack us back, they'll be at 17. I'll have 4 plus 3. That's
So that's
the 11 plus
11.
That's 17. So I'm supposed to keep it then.
All right.
Now, obviously, this is fragile as hell, and if anything goes wrong, this won't work. But you take what you can get, right?
Well, and this also gives us the possibility of a plan of outburst. They crack relic. We
yeah.
in response to
if something goes wrong, we can do this still. Yeah. But what that means for me is I don't want to cycle this right now.
It's true.
That's why
right.
I was looking at that.
Oh, I think we are supposed to exile the non-flyer.
Oh, I should exile the Street Wraith. You're right. Whoops. You can say no to all of the Cascaders. Oh. Okay. I guess that's really off the table. That's a really heads-up play to just main phase activate. Right? Like, I feel like most people wouldn't even do that.
Oh, hold on. Do we want to... Is there any world where we want to cast this grief here? I guess it doesn't give us that clock, and yeah.
I think I just cast this straight up. Like, I don't know why.
Sure.
Why would I cycle it? It doesn't seem like that's worth it, right?
No, I think that this is our best plan. Yeah.
Also, my math was actually off. They'll be at 13, not 17. So I probably didn't need the second one of these, but this plays around like some weird shit. They're cycling a Veil, it looks like. Are we just gonna beat them down?
I think we're gonna get Ugined, but
whatever. I mean, this is what we have. This is kind of a good situation to be in, considering we didn't do very much, right?
Sure. Yeah, you do kind of need to draw a Grief or a Fawn early in the game.
So maybe that's reason to mulligan then, actually.
Might be. Maybe you do need to be more aggressive.
I'm just hoping to have like another or some nonsense. Or not another Worm Coil.
Yeah, another Worm Coil. Do we just grief them to find out if they're dead?
What's the disadvantage of going to 1? Oh, no, but then I can't necessarily grief them. But is griefing them relevant?
Right, doesn't do anything. Because, like, the only thing... What saves them here? Like, Dismember, they have the star, so they would only... I don't think Dismember even saves them, though. They'd go to 11, and we have 11 damage with 2 of our creatures left. So Dismember doesn't save them.
Alright, I'll grief them then.
Yeah, the fact that they didn't crack the star is weird. It makes me think that they have a... I mean, they don't... I guess they don't know that they're dead to this attack, but I would have really tried to play a big spell on my turn if I were them.
It is weird that this happened. Yes. Oh, Surgical Extraction, Warping Whale. None of these cards do anything.
Okay, I guess we take the Cycler and...
I should actually take Wilt because it cycles.
Yeah, that's exactly it, yeah. None of the other cards do anything at all. Oh, wait, no, Warping Whale kills our Brazen Bar, but that doesn't matter. We kill them with the Curators. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to try to do that. Then we just cast the second one.
Oh, wait, shit. No, we don't have lethal, right? Now?
Why? Oh,
Because they kill our Brazen
shit.
Borrower, and now we don't
Wait,
do
why
lethal.
didn't they... They were actually supposed to cast their thing in response.
Yeah, fuck.
There were punts all around.
Yeah, we're not doing so good today.
We did that. Ah, sad. Maybe they won't see it. I can't believe we goofed it. Well, they goofed it first off. Then we
We're
goofed
just
it.
punting back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, their cards in their hand don't do anything, so they do need to draw something on their turn still in order to not die. Oh no, we're dead. We're at 3.
No, so what I'm supposed to do is only attack with 2 of these, I think. And actually, maybe what I'm supposed to do is only hold on. Now that I messed up, what's the way out of this? Actually, I should just attack first and just double outburst, I think is what I'm supposed to do.
Actually, yeah, well, we have 2 living ends left.
Yeah.
So if we...
I mean, they're going to exile this, which kind of sucks, but...
Well, yeah. But we can fog their attack and then put our flyers back into play.
Yeah, but the problem is we only have 8 damage, right?
Well, no, but we're dealing 8 here. Right?
Oh,
so
you're
they
right.
attack
No,
us,
you're
we
right.
fog their attack, and
It
then
still works, assuming they draw nothing.
Right.
Why didn't I just think it all the way through and just take their warping like that?
I wasn't fast enough on that either, so.
It's real easy.
It could have been really easy.
Oh, the surgical's gone too. I'm just hoping that they drew a brick, but obviously we have no luxury anymore.
Yeah.
All right. I do not think they have warping well in their hand.
I believe they would have used it to deal lethal damage. Okay.
So their hands plant, scrying. All right, sure. Don't do anything. Okay. So if they cast scrying, am I supposed to respond because of scavenger grounds? Probably,
Oh, gross.
right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Maybe I was supposed to respond to the first sphere for that reason too, actually.
Yeah, in case they just natty draw it. I just, hate that this makes us lose if they drew an Ugin, but...
Well, we're at 3, that doesn't matter, right?
Oh, you're right. We do just straight up lose to Ugin. Beautiful. Then no risk at all.
Why did they fail?
To try to draw into Warping Whale, I guess.
Did we play a blue or black spell that turn?
Yeah, the first living end.
You're right. Did they play a forest this turn? They played a forest this turn. Oh, this is just 100% wrong then. I forgot.
Oh, they played the forest this turn. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, I can't
We did
believe
it!
Oh, 1,000 punts later, chat. Holy
What
cow.
a terribly piloted game by more players than were actually in the game.
3 players played it badly and there were only 2 players in the game.
Amazing work, everybody.
Great job, Homestar is how I would put that one. Alright, you know what? I have to get more water from my water bottle. This might be a good time for you to use the restroom or something as well. Assuming
But
you're...
then nobody's here to hang out with chat.
Okay. You can babysit the chat.
All right, chat.
I'll be
We're
right
gonna
back.
play hide and seek. Everybody try to guess where Jarvis is, because he's gonna be the one hiding, I guess. A bunch of bad players and Dom. I don't know. Dom's awfully quiet. I don't know if he's here anymore. He may be surfing the streams, trying to hit that high, whatever the most interesting thing on is. Yeah, I don't know why, but I really love playing these decks. I just like, there's something about Living End that just kind of speaks to me, just like navigating into that one big spell turn. Like, you don't have a lot of options, but you have just a handful, and every, the 3 decisions you get to make in the game are all like really, really important. Obviously that game, we boofed several of them and still managed to get there. But usually if you boof one, you don't win the game. Both players hardly played. Yeah, a lot of game 1s are very much like that, but the post-board games, there's a lot of navigating. You get to be a little bit of a Copernicus. Jarvis is back.
All right, well, back.
Since Jarvis is back, I'm going to go get my curry real quick, and then I will be also back.
Smart. I approve of curry. All right, chat. Let's see. What a game we played that last game. Holy moly, chat. That was something, all right. But if you want to help out, if you're new here, hit that follow button. And you have a Bezo sub, hit that sub button. But if also, you could just be a new sub for 20% off.
All right, I've returned.
Curry, so did you make it or did you order it?
I did make it. I kind of screwed this up. I don't think I toasted the spices enough, so the flavors are not as deep as I would like. But I do have this like tomato agar that I just put on it that makes it taste like I did a good job of making it. So
you can always just put a sauce on top of a thing to fix the problem, right?
Yep.
That's just funny. All right, we got this last match. Let's see if we can finish strong with a 4-1. Because according to Pat Sullivan, the only record that's achievable in a modern league is 3-2.
3-2. That's definitely my most common record. I'm at probably 65 to 70% 3-2s or something like that.
Ooh, it looks like our opponent has a companion. It looks like it's worse at the Dream Den, which means I'm auto going to keep. This hand's pretty
generally
fantastic.
Very good against the Luris decks.
You challenge me to 3-2 trophy race? I am not going to accept that race for multiple reasons. Okay. I was just thinking about if I wanted to main phase cycle. I think I did, just in case.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to grief them yet. I would rather draw a useless card.
Yeah, give yourself more chances to draw the Living End. That's what I was kind of thinking too. They can't do anything this turn that super. I mean, they can Thoughtseize us this turn, which is kind of annoying.
Well, I'll give you a hint. We're not getting Thoughtseize.
No, we're not getting Thoughtseize.
This is kind of unfortunate. I might have to grief them off the Street Wraith next turn.
Oh yeah, I think you're supposed to.
Kind of sucks. It also sucks that we drew a bunch of lands in a row. But...
That does suck. I'm really happy to grief them off of this Street Wraith, though. Like, this should keep them from doing anything particularly relevant, except for maybe playing.
Okay, so they don't even have it yet. So that means I'm supposed to take... How are we supposed to take Stoneforge? Oh no! If I take Stoneforge, they get it back. So I'm probably supposed to take Pure Still Paladin then?
Well, kind of works out badly either way, right?
Because if you take a creature that has a CP come into play ability, it's worse for you. So you're supposed to take the Paladin, I think.
Well, but they're going to cast a Stoneforge Mystic, and then whenever we Living End, they get the Paladin back with a... I guess they don't have 3 artifacts, though, so
yeah,
it's...
but I mean, they have Sigarda's 8 anyways, so it doesn't really matter, right? It sucks that we drew a bunch of lands, but I'm just gonna... I'm gonna just have to, like... I think I have to Living End next turn. It's not even a real question, right?
Yeah, I mean, at least we get to take their hammer here, so this works out reasonably well.
Oh, actually, then this play is actually good.
Yeah, this does work out really well, doesn't it?
Oh, now that I've seen this, I have to say... I have to reply. If I didn't open it, I could just pretend I did.
My brain kind of like... I need to actively process that I get the second grief trigger because it just seems so unfair that you do.
It is a little... I mean, I've played Reanimator with grief lately. I will actually say I think Gristlebrand is worse than Archon of Cruelty and Legacy, which is kind of funny. But you have to play Gristlebrand because when it's good, it's like so far beyond anything else you could do. Oh, I should have gotten a Steam Vent. But yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to mess around with this.
No, you got to do this.
Just hope 7 points is enough to get the job done, right?
I mean, 7 points and take their hammer. Maybe find another piece of interaction.
It's 9 points. That's actually irrelevant. That's not irrelevant. Ingenious Smith? What? Well, we can chump at least, so it's... Why would you... Oh no, you draw a card, that's fine. Alright, I'm just gonna chump with my thing.
Yep.
That kind of ended not great, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you know, when they...
Alright. And I just have to look for something better than what I have. What I have is not very good, honestly.
I mean, so we're looking for a borrower.
Yeah, so I think I'm supposed to...
We're not going to take the Street Wraith off of the Waker if we can help it.
Am I allowed to take 12 once?
I think you have to.
So that means I... Actually, you know what I should do? I should just look and see what happens. Is it possible that just ending again is better?
Yeah, I think so. Because it unequips their hammer.
So maybe...
And now I do want to block. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I did all of that main phase to figure out.
Yeah.
So I should just...
Yep.
Oh no, maybe I shouldn't even attack, period. The jig will be kind of obvious if I do that. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, did they... Oh no, they put a Colossus Hammer in their hand. Alright, well, I'm blocking the big one. And they'll probably deal me a bunch, and then I'll just adapt and try to end them.
Yeah, and we really... If we draw a blue card, then we're in, like, incredible shape.
Oh, also the Pure Still is in the correct zone for us, actually. Right? Because we don't want the Pure Still into play because that means they can move the hammers however they want.
Yeah.
So if I cycle, I go to 3. But I would want a blue card anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, and I think if we die this game, it's because we took a hit off of something with a hammer on it, probably. We just want that, right?
Yeah, we do actually. I think I just cast this and leave up.
Oh, wait, hold on. Are we gonna...
What?
I guess we have enough flyers that, yeah, we're not dead to the Ornithopter or anything. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, just... You're fine. Sorry.
And also, we know their hand is Sigarda's Aid X. And I want to pay for the Sentinel, that's why.
Yeah.
I'll buff Dead Gone, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Also we get to grief them. So that's kind of cool. They'll get another hammer, but we just grief the hammer, right?
Oh, yeah, because it's our turn.
So I guess I just take Ornithopter because the second aid literally has no text. Alright. Yeah. Also, their creatures are really small. And also they've been through 2 hammers. Like, actually, kind of Living End is just kind of insanely broken versus them, because if the hammer's in play, it is not that easy for them to get it back onto something, right?
Yeah, because we kill their paladins all the time.
What kind of hate does hammer usually have? That's the real question, right?
Well, I know not that long ago they were running, their graveyard hate was 1 million.
Oh, they also have
or
Void
whatever
Mirror.
that thing is.
Yeah, they have Sanctuary and Vec, which is super annoying because we don't have a good way to get that. They also have a bunch of Void Mirrors, and sometimes Thoughtseize. So the Thoughtseize thing I can't really do anything about, but I think I'm just gonna have.
You're naturally fine against Thoughtseize because you're a lot of cyclers and 8 1-card combo cards.
I think I might take these out, actually. Well, maybe that's crazy.
I think it's, especially on the draw, I don't really want to take them out.
Fair enough. Yo, the tonic booth, thank you. 32 months. 32 months is almost 3 years. Do you know that, CCR?
I did know that.
Alright. I think I want to shave. Actually, I kind of feel like a Riverwinder might not be good enough a lot of the time, so.
Yeah, it's
maybe
the monstrous Carabid of this deck.
Maybe 2 Riverwinders and like 2 other cards. Oh, should I have 4 Borrower in? It's kind of not that good.
Yeah, their cards are so cheap. Like, it's fine against like Void Mirror, but I think we have enough things against Void Mirror.
I think I'm gonna cut 2 Wakers then.
I also think you can cut the Forest on the draw here. I think that's fine.
Oh, maybe 1 Forest and 1 Waker then?
Sure.
Oh yeah, Forest is like kind of not good if you don't have to worry about Blood Moon, right?
Right. And if you're not worried about like life total specifically, and since you can just you can be at 18 lands on the draw, and that's no problem.
Someone was asking about Subtlety in this matchup. I don't think Subtlety is great here. I think it like doesn't play very well versus them because most of their creatures are really cheap, so it's like not that good.
Yeah.
This is a keep, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
2 Psychors, you have an interaction piece, you have this as well. Like, is this like kind of close to perfect? If I had 1 more land, it would actually be perfect, but you can't throw this one back.
Nope.
I think I'm just gonna main phase cycle again for the same reason. Perfect. I think I'm just gonna grief them. I think it's
if their hand is like kind of light and it's like a Stoneforge Mystic and not a lot, then we'll be really happy we did this.
Their hand is 2 Stoneforges, which is problematic. Maybe I'm actually supposed to take Shadow Spear. I think I'm supposed to take Shadow Spear, actually.
Well, if you take this... Yeah, I don't want to take a Stoneforge. Yeah, I think you just take Shadow Spear.
Here's what's going to happen. I take Shadow Spear, they play Stoneforge, get a hammer, I Foundation Breaker, their Surgarder's Aid, then their hammer doesn't even do anything.
Yeah.
So,
I'm in for that.
And I think the way you actually lose to them is Shadow Spear on something. I think maybe last game, if the second one had gotten Shadow Spear instead of a second hammer, I might have lost.
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking it all the way through, you know? Oh, I would have rather that one, but whatever. Yo. You gotta
I think getting
raid.
Steam Vents is...
I think you have to. Just in case. But we got a raid from Tigori's MTG. Notable double GP winner. I'm jealous I never got the second. I guess most people never got the first, so it's...
I never got the first.
I don't think you played that many though, right?
No, not definitely not as many as you.
Probably. Alright. Cycle this in case I draw grief. Cycle this in case I draw...
Or we draw land. There we go.
And I'll cycle in case I draw the grief. Well, okay. So I really just have to fire this turn, otherwise that coming out is obviously a problem. I think they're just going to play Luris Sigarda's Aid, right? And that like kind of works out perfect.
Yeah, because then they don't have any. They only have a summon.
No, this is smart. Actually,
I mean, their construct's not going to be that big. This is actually a spot where you are probably supposed to cascade and hold priority, just because it makes it half as likely that you draw a living end off of your Street Wraith.
I'm gonna fetch for now one first. Let's see. You're right, of course. So I'm holding control. I click on this. Now I cycle, right?
Yep.
Oh, well, my opponent didn't want to play anymore, so that's also fine. All right.
That's reasonable.
4-1. Not a bad record for the deck. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think we played one of those matches really bad. Like, unbelievably bad, which is kind of funny because it's...
We did. We definitely did.
Because I think the thing is, there's this like preconceived notion that Living End's really easy to play. I think literally just that game shows like how easy it is to like make a bunch of mistakes that actually matter a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, so you don't have that many points of like interaction or like things that you spend your mana on that aren't cyclers. So when you do screw one of those up, it like costs you massively because you only get a couple of times to make a big decision.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, 4-1 with Living End, not bad. How out of practice I am with combat? No, I don't think that was the issue. I think the issue was not taking the freaking Warping Will when they gave us the option to take it.
Yes, that was the big one.
I didn't expect there to be a Warping Well in hand because I'm just like, there's no way it could be in hand by that point, but whatever. And it was just there, you know? It's kind of crazy that happened. And, you know, it is what it is. So,
you want to talk about any cards?
Well, let's take a quick look. Because I'm not going to lie, I don't actually know what's in this set yet. Because I literally just didn't look at it.
We just did our set review. There's a Brimaz.
There's a Brimaz? What's the Brimaz?
Yeah, the first card is a Brimaz.
Blah, 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 blah. For each opponent, huh? They're really pushing this multiplayer
I know.
thing.
But the card is good, because it's a Brimaz that you get a token the turn it comes into play, too.
That is fair. Let me think about it, though. Oh, yeah, for those of you who are here for Living End, we're probably not going to be doing that again. I think a 4-1 is... I'm pretty happy with a 4-1, actually. Like, 80% win rate over 5 matches is nothing to cry about.
You're not allowed to ever be unhappy with a 4-1 in a Modern League. That's just good.
You could be, but it would be ridiculous.
Well, if you're locked in a trophy race, then absolutely. But
Oh, sure. Actually, before we get too deep into this, was there anything kind of think maybe not having one force of vigor probably cost us a reasonable amount.
yeah, I think having at least one, maybe two, is like pretty
Yeah.
good.
Probably don't need
Maybe
4
4
borrower.
borrowers is just
Yeah.
not actually necessary
Although-
anymore. It's felt really good in the past, but I think in a more focused metagame, it's just not necessarily what you want.
That's the thing that CCR and I discussed. I'm like, how many Brazen Borrower do you think is correct? Because that card is really good, and I kind of think after having played a bunch that 4 is probably excessive.
It might be, yeah. I just haven't really didn't at that league didn't want 4 in really at any time. So
I think what you would actually do is you would just sit down and look at every deck list you expect to play against and see how often you would actually want 4 borrower. But that's a lot of work, you know?
Yeah.
We also didn't play our probable best matchup, which I think is Rhinos. I think Rhinos is like probably our literal best matchup if I had to guess, right?
Yeah, that seems hard to lose, yeah.
Well, you can lose if they fawn your thing or if they leyline you, but I think it's just that, you know?
Yep.
Anyways, I might try Living End again at some point, but probably not for a week or two.